Hello, I'm Christie. I'm the author of Tom, a novel of a pianist sent to war based on the life of my grandfather. This video is about how I know key events in the story. Whilst Tom was fighting at the front in 1917, his wife and family were at home in Kilburn. However, due to technological innovations that most wars bring about, they were far from safe. The Germans started bombing Britain, at first far out at sea from their battleships, but then from the air. They used something they had for a while before the war: the Zeppelin. There weren't many raids though, 27 over Britain in all over the course of the war, the first raid being 19th of January 1915 over Great Yarmouth, Norfolk. Blackouts were introduced over the country. Aeroplanes were becoming more common since Louis Blériot's flight over the Channel, and both sides made use of them. Dogfights became a feature of the war at the front, although small fighter planes were rarely seen over Britain. The Zeppelin was slow and cumbersome, and often shot down by British planes. The new weapon from Germany was the Gotha bomber plane. It was a huge plane capable of carrying far more bombs than the Zeppelin could, and capable of inflicting more damage on Britain. The Gotha had a 3-man crew and could fly over 400 miles. The plane could deliver 1,100 pounds of bombs, but worst of all for the public was that the Gotha could be at its target much quicker than the Zeppelin, giving little warning. There were no warning sirens, and all the government can do was send a car out with a take cover notice, or a policeman on a bicycle blowing his whistle. Now most people have heard of the Christmas truce. The soldiers fighting had a kind of understanding of each other. But back home in Britain, the civilians hated Germans and anything relating to Germany. Another major change the war contributed was women's roles. Due to the fact that many men were away, women did many jobs vacated by those men, including factory work. In the munitions factories, the women would have lyddite poisoning from handling the explosives. This would turn their skin yellow, and they were known as canaries. There was trouble importing enough food in due to the U-boat attacks, creating a food shortage. Prices increased, and so did the queues. Ellen had a baby girl while Tom was away. She was born 19th of December 1917. Tom is shown as being a corporal in the Post Office Rifles. Her name was Ivy, but I only ever knew her as Peggy. The story goes that as a little girl, Ivy would always chew pegs. What of Tom's father, Thomas H? In September 1915, he is shown as a soldier on his daughter Ada's wedding certificate. When his other daughter Liz got married in December 1916, he is shown as a house decorator. Either he was discovered as being overaged, or he was injured in some way. For further information about civilians at home during the Great War, I can recommend this book, All Quiet on the Home Front, by Richard Van Emden and Steve Humphreys. If you enjoyed this video, buy the book Tom from Author House or Amazon, or alternatively go to my website christiemore.co.uk, which will give you all the links.